Okay, so today we have a workshop about jobs, as we used to do. This workshop was scheduled to be last June, but because of the pressure of the exams and reports, so it was not appropriate to do that time. So now that you have graduated, most of you, it might be a good time to be talking about this thing. So this workshop will be kind of practical. So we are not going to be talking about theoretical things. Rather, we have people who are also graduates from this department who also went through all these steps of looking for a job, finding one, and all these steps in between, like sitting interviews and writing CVs and so on. So they will be talking about what they have learned about the job market, and I think their experiences would be very valuable to new graduates who need to know what kind of challenges they will be facing. So we have 4 speakers. First, we will have Sarah, who graduated 2 years ago. And she is going to talk about preparation before graduation, like what students need to do before they graduate, what kind of skills they need to cultivate. And also she might touch on CVs and so on. And the second speaker is going to be Hassan, who's also a graduate from 2 years ago. Hassan has a good experience, and he is going to be talking about making connections, about the kinds of jobs that are available to graduates of the Department of English, as well as talking about making connections and networking. The third speaker is going to be Ala, who graduated from 2013, and he's going to be talking mainly about interviews, how to sit an interview and how to pass that. And our fourth speaker is going to be Mohammed, whom I think many of you are also already know. And he is going to talk about the courses that might be useful to students of the Department of English, what kind of training that might prove useful also for students and graduates, which might also have an impact on their chances to get a job. And after speakers are done, we'll open a session of Q&A. Mainly, we have received some questions that students have gathered. And if you have other questions, you can, of course, raise them in the chat box, which you are already familiar with. So without much ado, I am welcoming Sarah to talk about the preparations before graduation. Sarah?
Yeah, I can hear you, Doctor.
Okay. Yeah, go on, Sarah.
Okay, so good afternoon all. I'm super glad to be back with something related to the department again. I did a lot of trainings, and every time I face Dr. Samer, I'm nervous as hell. I don't know why. I took a TOT and still nervous as hell, like today. I'm sorry, Doctor, I have to say that. I'm super nervous because you're here. Anyway, so as Dr. Samer said, I graduated 2 years ago, 2018 to be specific. And first thing I want to talk about is what do you need to do even before you graduate? Consider yourself gonna graduate this year. You're gonna be passing 4th year for sure. So there's things, if we done that as the normal timeline, Dr. Samer said, I would have told you get prepared since that time, June or July, I don't remember exactly, or was it when we agreed with him to do it? But there's certain things you have to do before graduation. One of these things is to put paper and a pen and start gather all of your experiences, skills, your language skills, everything related to what you can do and what you cannot do, because this is going to be the start and the basic for everything you're going to do later. So basically why you need this. There is misconception called, oh yeah, Dr. Sam or somebody telling you just to accept people, including Hassan, he's waiting. I'm sorry. All right. So this paper will prepare you to know which industry you're going to be good with. If you need more skills to improve, this paper will tell you if you have something good to work to keep them as a basics for gaining a certain job or applying for a certain job, you will know it. But this is really important. It's one of the main things you do as a preparation. When we were in the department, we were really lucky because the department gave us a lot of opportunities to know ourselves what we're good at, and that helped us to create a good CVs and work on them. So first thing, create that paper, add what you have, all of it, personal skills, uh, skills related to certain profession, language skills, computer skills, everything. Even if it, if you think it's not important, just put it there, and then start dividing it and give yourself like levels in it, like whether you're good, you're medium, you're super good, you're native, whether it's language experience, whether it's a computer, whatever. Just you have to prepare that paper. Then check what is your qualifications in general. What is your qualification? What are you good at? What do you want to be mostly? Ask yourself this question. And with all of these complete, then you have to go to the second step, which is go to Google and put all of your skills, the one related, you put as best skills and bad skills. And look, in a simple words, go to Google, write what industry or what jobs need, for example, a high qualification in English. What kind of job needs a high qualification in programming? What job needs experience in whatever related to your skills? This will give you a better idea about how or when you're going to submit your CV and how you're going to write it, because you will find a set of skills similar to yours, and you will find a set of skills that you don't have. So mainly the ones you have to improve. The ones you don't have, you have to work on to get it. And then that's how you decide how to gain or how to get into a certain industry, because there is a mate called we're going to create one CV and one thing, and that CV will be applied to every single job available. Things don't go that way. It's simple way I can say it. It's a game, and you have to know how to play that game. So as beginners, we were all the same. None of us had an experience. My advice is start to volunteer as much as you can. Start to engage yourself in activities, social or NGOs, volunteering, just to have something to put in CV. Some people find it not related, but it's really, really important. At least they can see you're an active person and trying to improve yourself. If they will not find any job experience in your CV, but they will find some kind of activity. That's when you're an active person, you're working on yourself, you're trying to improve yourself. Till now, there's a lot of people get really impressed, not by my work experience, but my activity experience. A lot of volunteering. I had a lot of training. I still, till today, have 5, 6 trainings on like monthly or weekly basis. I still participate just the way I was in college. And that will open you to things. First of all, some face-to-face or human experience to know some people, and it will increase your social skills. It will increase your soft skills. It will increase your networking, which is really, really important, how to find a job, because you will need these people to get you into a certain industry or a certain company. Only by volunteering and putting yourself out there, you will know these people. Otherwise, you're going to be home just waiting for the opportunity to come. The right thing is, with especially in this industry, people who want to join oil and gas or NGOs, you will not find a lot of job offers. You have to look for these job offers as much as you can. So my second advice is, if you created your CV and decide which industry you want to get in and picked the job you want to continue or the career you want to do on a long term, go Google the companies works in Basra in different industries, whether it's NGOs, sub NGOs, some kind of whatever training centers that related to some kind of big NGO or companies, oil companies, training companies, whatever. And instead of waiting for them to send a job offer or to publish or to post whatever job offer, follow them on LinkedIn, follow them on Instagram if they have, Facebook if they have. If you manage to get, and you can, every company have some kind of connection email. They say, especially if they have a website, that you will see like a company email. Send them your CV. It's fine. It's not stalking. It's not a bad thing. Just send them. Please keep me in mind. I'm fresh graduated. I would love if you have a job to send me an offer. And with following them, keep up following them, you will have better chances than staying home waiting for opportunity. I applied for about the same way. I sent my CV without any job offer to 11 after graduation to 11 companies. I got a job offer from 7 of them. No job was posted, no job needed, no hiring, nothing. I just sent it to them, and out of sudden it turned out that they really had jobs where they didn't post it. Normally jobs inside companies come from inside. They ask the employee first if they have any people to hire. So please submit your friend CV if you know somebody, If not, they will go to internet. If not, they will go to the governor office to post it. So you send your CV, start with it, but for sending the CV, make sure that you're sending a CV according to a career you already chose. You cannot just send a random CV full with random things when they cannot really hire you to it. Decide the industry you want to get in, decide the job you want to pick as a career to continue with it. And please, as you look for that jobs, make sure you have the qualifications for it. If you don't have, you know, there's a lot of free courses online. It's very acceptable. Coursera and many Udemy, FEX or FDX. There's a lot of them, and all of them are accepted. The most important thing to advertise yourself, to promote yourself to them, to show them that you're actually worth hiring or worth, you know, for them to put some money on you so they can gain something in return afterwards. As I said, there's nothing called a certain CV. Every job have a certain qualifications. So every time you're going to apply to a certain job, you have to change the CV, you have to change the qualifications, you have to change the experience, you have to edit the CV, whether you have to put the volunteering first or the work experience first or whatever related to the job you are applying to. Preparing for the job is really important before applying to it. If you had a job offer from whatever company name, please go look for the company, for the job, Google it, see the salaries in the world, how much this company pays, get in connection with LinkedIn, look for it. If you manage to find somebody who used to work for it before or somebody on LinkedIn related to it, go message them, ask them, get as much as you can from information. This is the only way you're going to pass the CV part and then the job interview. Otherwise, you're going to be just like one of 500-600 people who just apply for the job and they will just, you know, figure out who's the better. Promote yourself to be the better instead of them looking for that better. It's really important to promote yourself. After all, they need something from you, and you need their money as salary, and they need your experience or your offer or your activity. So as much as good you are promoting for these activities, they will pick you. It's a matter of, you know, you sell them whatever you have, and they will pay you for it. Look at it as this way, and how good a marketing you are, marketing yourself, your skills, how good a jobs you will get. All of us were with zero experience, but we managed to play that game. We had so many activities. Dr. Samer helped us really, really well by engaging us on so many things. Things you might think it's silly, but it's not. It's worth a lot in a working environment. Soft skills are really, really important, like being flexible, being, understanding others, being very effective and good listener. It's super important. Pay attention, control your temper, emotional intelligence. It's really puts you in better position and in better control. your own place, your own environment, everything you put into these, it will be rewarded with a better job. Think about it as much as you can. Doctor, till here, I don't want to take more time. I think I already took over like 15 minutes. Pass it on, and if I have something else to say, I'm going to say it at the end. So I think Hassan will do better with the next one.
Thank you very much, Sarah. These are very valuable, really, remarks. Okay, if students have questions about the things that Sarah has talked about, they, of course, can raise them in the Q&A session. Okay, now we have the second speaker, Hassan Ambar, and Hassan also was in Sarah's class, so he graduated in 2018. Okay, and he is going to speak about making connections, making networking, and also the kind of jobs that are available to graduates of English. So Hassan, if you could, please.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to join this meeting. Some of you I know, I'm friends of mine, some I don't. So I'm just glad to be part of this meeting, and thanks for Dr. Samer and the guys who organized this this session. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. As you said, I'm going to hit on two points here. The first is your professional network or connections, and the second, which is I think a question that many of you have, is what are we going to work after graduation? So I'd like to start with quoting from LinkedIn. It says like, it doesn't matter what you know, what matters is who you know. And this here, that means like, even if you have the knowledge and you don't have the proper network, you will not find the job that you're looking for. So here, and from my personal, I mean, the networking, the professional networking, who you know in the job market has a great value. So as fresh graduates, and as I saw it, you will need to focus on this part. You'll need to advertise for yourself, as Sarah said. So there are many channels that you can promote this, starting with the internet.
Are you with us, Hassan, or
I think he lost
maybe you
connection.
have internet problem?
Mhm.
Okay, so let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. I think I got disconnected. So what I was saying, that now with this technology, with internet, you have a very good chance to utilize the internet in terms of promoting yourself, advertising for yourself, to be more
Hassan, are you still with us? Or? Okay, so seems Hassan has got some internet and connection problems. And okay, so until Hassan
Hi,
returns,
can,
Hassan, are
can you
you?
hear me?
Yeah, we're good, Hassan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
can,
I'm sorry, it seems like internet connections.
it's okay. You can just not use the camera and use just sound. It might be better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can
Carry
you hear
on.
me now?
Yes. Yes, we do.
All right, all right. So, as I was saying, like now with with the with the try to build and expand your network, your professional network, the internet could be a big help, especially with LinkedIn. I'm sure many of you are already using LinkedIn, yet you need to search ways on how you can utilize this useful tool. I'm not saying that you will get a job using LinkedIn, but for sure it will help you to know more people in the career that you are interested in. So it is like your professional Facebook. It is like your career Facebook. So this will be a very helpful tool in building your network and getting to know more people that that those people who will know your qualifications. For sure they're going to recommend you whenever there is a job opportunity. So that would be a big help for you. Uh, so it's like your image in like professional image in front of everyone. So that tool you will need to give great care to, and it is good approach to include whatever you have. So in your CV you might have limitations, but there in LinkedIn you can put whatever you have there. So the people who will see it will have a complete idea about your profile. So the other ways that you can promote for yourself and build your network is by joining the events, by joining the volunteering events, for example, workshops, workshop like this, any kind of activities or events that would be very, very helpful building your network. The reason simply you will get to know more people, those people from different from from different careers, from different jobs, different companies, and eventually that will help you to get noticed and people get to know you. So there are many approaches that to expand and build on your network. But in my opinion, that will have a great value in terms of getting you a job you are looking for. So and because of the time limitations, I don't think I can explain more here. But for sure, I can give you, for example, my LinkedIn, my email, that we can expand on this. And if you want, we can make another meeting, like if you wish, for the attendees here. So we can go and cover more on this area. So the other point I wanted to discuss here in this meeting is what are the available jobs for English graduates that are going to graduate from Department of English or have already graduated this year. So with having having the English degree, so there are many jobs that you can apply to. Uh, for sure, English, the language itself, is not enough qualification. It is part of the qualifications that you are going to need. But having the English is very good start, is very solid foundation you can build on. As Sarah mentioned in the start, you can go and get more skills, soft skills, management skills, all kind of skills that you would need in performing your jobs. So here on the jobs that you are going to apply to, I'm sure that is a question mark for many of you. So I just made a short list. It is on two parts. The first part is the jobs that you are going to get in the same profession. That means for some of you who would like to work in something related to what he or she has studied for the past 4 years. So here I listed some of the careers or the jobs. So for example, you can continue and complete your higher studies and become a lecturer, for example, in the college. And here, as you know, to be more realistic, now the private sector might have more chances in this regards, and this could be a long-term plan for some of you as fresh graduates who want to join a job or career. This could be a long-term plan. The other obvious option is being an English teacher, and as you know, how the job market is going now, the private sector has more chances as well in this regards. Another opportunity is being an English trainer, and that's something me and Sarah has already, like when we just graduated, we started with this, right, Sarah? We started as being English trainers at some of the small institutes here in Basra, and it's really added to us, not in the terms of the language, I would say, but in the terms of the networking, the people you get to know. So that is also an option. And for sure, for some of you who are interested in the major of translation or legal translation, that is also an option. You can go ahead and with one of the legal translation offices here in Basra, and that could be something you can take in the future and start with your own business with this. So here I end with the jobs that I listed with the same profession, the English profession. And then I made another list, which is for the jobs that is in the markets, either in the oil and gas market or in the other kind of industries that is in Basra. So so here the list is like has more options. I'm going to share this list with you later on if you would like. So I started with human resources. For myself, I'm working in human resources as English graduate. Like I started my career with this, and now it's been like 1 year and a half. Another option is working as DCC, which is, if you don't know the abbreviation, which is in the document controlling area. I think Sarah has an experience with this. Another option you have is working in public relations, or what is called or known as GRO or PRO, which is public relations or governmental relations. Also in the area of administration. And here, when talking about administration, it could like include many things, and in different companies that you can work, like for example as office supervisor, administrator, and so on and so forth. For guys especially, you can utilize your language and start your career with HSC. So I know like some of our colleagues, when they graduated, they went and took some courses, and then later on they took HSE, which is Health, Safety, and Environment. And that is also an option. I assume that this would be suitable to the guys for the time being. I'm not sure about the future. Things might change, and ladies will also maybe have the chance to get into this area of work. Other options as well is working in the range of logistics, procurement, and sourcing. This is here as well. You can utilize your language and go ahead and start your career with this. And also you can start your career with marketing, and last but not least, sales. So here I'm sure, like, if you go and Google like the careers that is suitable for English graduates, you'll find a lot of options. But here, the list I mentioned, I just tried to be realistic and tried to put actual jobs that English graduates from Basra are now working in these careers, and now they are progressing in these careers. So just to be realistic, and to give you something that is concrete, something that if you would like, you can start your careers with. Actually, with this, I think my part is over, and for sure, as Dr. Samer said, if you have any questions, you can put it off till the end of the meeting, and we can take it from there.
Okay, Hassan, yeah. Are you done, or you have something more to say?
No. I think with this, I'm done. I'll just wait for their questions at the end.
Okay. Later we'll have questions after we are done with all speakers. Sure. Thank you, Hassan, for this information. I really liked the two lists that you have managed to make, and I might ask you kindly if you can write them down, and then we can share them with students. They are very useful.
Yeah, sure. We'll do so.
Thank you very much. And also, I cannot stress more the importance of networking. Okay, it is much more important than you think. Its importance might even outweigh the kind of knowledge that you have. Of course, if these two things, if you have good network of relations with people from all walks of life, of course, this will increase the chances of you getting hired. Okay, the third speaker will be Ala, and he's going to be talking mainly about interviews. So Ala, if you please.
Thank you, Doctor. I don't know if my voice is clear.
Can you raise it anymore, or that's all?
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor, for giving us this opportunity in order to talk to our friends.
Thank you.
That I was supposed to talk about the interviews and interviewing in the international companies and Iraqi companies. Let's get to the point, actually. As you know, that a lot of applicants fail to bypass the interview nowadays for some reasons, actually. As you know, because of the fear and anxiety, because they count on the job a lot. Actually, this is what they fail to bypass the interview. Actually, I listed some main points in order to overcome the stress that they face when they apply for a job or they have interview. Sorry. First of all, the most important thing actually that we need in order to overcome our stress when we have interview, we need to reduce the importance of the event of the job. How do we do that? Actually, we need to make like a comparison between the interview between the things that we already have done in college, for example. As graduates of College of Arts, it's normal that you have done a lot of plays and presentations and some activities like that. So you need to compare the interview to the things that you already done. You're gonna find that the interview is nothing in comparison to the plays. as you know, because in plays you need to be very careful about the details of the plays. You need to communicate with a lot of characters. You need to stand in front of like at least 100 people, and you talk about, you know, the scenario of the play. When you compare the event to the play, you're gonna find that the interview is kind of simple. So this is how we can reduce the importance of the job, so we can overcome our stress and anxiety. Another tip actually I want to present to my friend, that we need to prepare in advance. How can we prepare ourselves for the interview? We have a lot of strategies actually. One of the tips that we need to make is to make like a real interview with a friend, so we can be familiar with the real interview. For example, if you go to the Google, if you make like a little search, small search on Google, or you watch YouTube, you're gonna find a lot of videos talking about the real interviews, and they are talking about so many questions being asked during the interview. So if you try to make like a real practice for the interview with a friend or with someone else, you're gonna be familiar with the atmosphere of the interview, and that will contribute to make the stress less actually. As I said, the main tip, we need to minimize, to account on the job. As you know, you are a new graduate, and this is not the last opportunity for you. If you didn't gain the job, you have a lot of opportunities in the future. Especially your department or your major is desirable. You can adjust, you can adapt with a lot of departments actually. And the another important tip actually I want to present to my friend, that they need, before they apply for a job, that they need to read something about the company's objective and the company's policy. They need to understand something about the job that they are applying for. You need to read the job description very carefully before you apply for the job. As you know that some interviews or some jobs, sorry, need very specific requirements. For example, if you apply for a job like a drill engineer, you know, you're gonna waste your time. You're gonna fail because they need like a specialty or something like that. This is not associated with your major. This is not close to your major. So no need to apply for that job. No need to apply for the security job, for example. As you know, this also need like specialty. Or you need to understand the job description very well before you apply for the job. How can we read the job description? How can we have idea about the job description? As I said, that when I click on Google, you're gonna find like a lot of things about the job. So you need to understand the job that you are applying to. This is very important actually. Otherwise, you're gonna embarrass yourself. You're gonna put yourself in like, you know, embarrassing situation if you have no idea about that. And they also will discover that actually if you apply for the job that is not associated to your major, you need to read something, or you need to have idea about the company. I said, this is what we call actually organization, internal and external context. You need to be familiar with the company's objective. You need to be familiar with the company policy and strategy. You need to ask about that before you go to the interview. If you understood everything about the company and the job, I believe that going to minimize the stress and anxiety, and you're going to be confident for going to go to the interview. Actually, I don't spend a lot of time talking about pre-interview stress. As you know, as I said, that you can get a lot of tips. Some people specialize in this field from Google or from YouTube, and that will help a lot. I just wanted to talk about the techniques and strategies that the recruiters following actually during the interview, and this is very important because as I said in the beginning, that a lot of applicants when they they apply for a job, they only stick to what they wrote in their CV, or they will believe that's enough in order to bypass the interview. Actually, this is not, and this is not what the recruiters are looking for. They are not looking for about your major. This is very clear in your CV. They are not looking about your abilities. They going to test that. Actually, the written stuff is not enough. They want to test that in an interview. How they will test that? Actually, have some strategies and techniques talking about that. I'm going to start with the first strategy that the recruiters use in order to discover more and more about the personality and reaction of the applicant. I'm going to start with the brain teaser. This strategy is followed a lot actually by the recruiter. By this strategy, they're going to discover some information about the applicant. They're going to understand his personality. They're going to know his reaction. What brain teaser means? It means that the recruiter going to ask you something or going to present some questions that is not associated with your major, not close to your major. You have no idea about that. For example, they're going to ask you about, for example, how many windows in Basra or how many trees planted in Basra. You're gonna see that this question is kind of strange. It's kind of weird. It's not associated to your major, but they want to go more further. Actually, they want to discover how you're gonna react to this question. They want to know your analytical ability. How gonna you analyze the question? They don't want from you to give them like a specific number, like 100 windows existed in Basra or something like that. They need to see your analytical. For example, how can we face this question? How can we react to that question? We need actually to analyze the question very properly. We need to ask the recruiter, what do you mean by windows? Do you mean the windows, for example, of houses, of apartments, of cars, this is what the recruiter looking for actually, and asking some question like that. Is that clear?
Yes, Sarah, this is clear. Just go on, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, this is one of the strategies. The second techniques that the recruiters using, what we call the traffic question. Also, they ask you about something that's far away from your major, okay? But as I said, the most important for them, they just want to discover or find out something about your personality and, your reaction. The traffic question means that they ask you about something that you have done before, okay? Or they just want to discover whether you sustain the privacy of your former company. They want to, whether you're gonna stay with them for a long time. As example for this strategy, they're going to ask you about your salary of the former company. As you know, it is illegal to ask about the salary in international companies, but they're going to ask you about that question in order to see whether you're gonna break the privacy of your company, because you already agreed with your former company that you're not going to talk about your salary. This is not allowed. This is illegal. They want to test you that whether you're gonna keep your promise to the former company and keeping privacy and secret of that company. For example, they ask you about where do you find yourself after 5 years? Okay, this is also a traffic question. They want to entrap you. They want to test you whether you are looking for another place to go. You don't want to stay with them. You have a lot of plans. You want to leave them. Also, this is, as I said, traffic question because they don't want to qualify you. You know that after they apply, after they appoint someone, get him appointed in their company, they're gonna specify a lot of budget in order to qualify him. They going to train him. They going to make efforts in order to qualify him for different jobs. They're going to share with him the secrets of the company. He's going to understand the policy of the company, objectives of the company. So after that, they want to guarantee that that the employee should stay with them for a long time. Okay. This is a trap question. If you fail to answer this question, then that's going to minimize the competence level of having a job. The third strategy that used by the headhunters, actually, we call it like unanswerable questions. What that means they ask you about something that offend you. You feel that you are offended when you be asked about that. For example, they ask you about, have you stolen a pen before? When you look at the question, it's kind of the question. So why they asking me this question, you know? But they just want to find out something about your personality. They want to make sure that you control the situation. They want to see whether you will lose your temper or not when you are asked about this question. As I said at the beginning, they want to find out more and more about your personality. So in this case, you need to keep calm to save your, to keep your temper. You need to reply diplomatically to their questions. Don't lose your temper because that will affect you. That will not let you get the job. This is what I mean by unanswerable questions. The fourth strategy, we call it the silent treatment. Actually, this strategy was used a lot in the international companies, as I read it in different websites. Actually, by the way, recently I get a HR management certificate, and I read a lot about these strategies used by the recruiters. One of the famous strategy is this: the silent treatment. When they turn the interview to a silence, you know, why they are doing that? They are doing that in order to make you lead the interview. They want to know how you can lead the interview, because the interview is like the presentation that you are doing after getting the job. You know, you are gonna use the same skills. They going to let you lead the interview. They going to say like a few words, and they will test you how you gonna react to this question, how gonna you lead this interview. Actually, we have some tips in order to overcome. Sorry.
Go on, Ala. Go on.
Yeah, they want to make sure that you are leading the interview properly by asking you such questions. You know, as I said in the beginning, they also want to discover something about your personality, because I repeated that word, personality and reaction. Why? Because these words are very important in the companies. As I said, this is part of your qualifications, because the managers and recruiters don't want to deploy someone, or don't want to hire someone with like very weak personality, overreacting or something like that. So they want to make sure that you are the good fit for that position. Actually, this is what I have. I hope I didn't cross my time.
No.
If you have an answer.
No, it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ala, for this valuable information, of course. I myself was not familiar with the kinds of questions that Ala has mentioned. Thank you for, if I sit on an interview in the future, I'm grateful for you if I pass.
Thank you. Thank you.
One thing really I want to stress from the speech of Ala is that, of course, most probably in interviews, you are going to be rejected. I think the default case is rejection, and exception is exception. or getting accepted is an exception, I think. If I'm wrong, you can correct me about that. So it's not the end of the world. Like if you get rejected, that's okay. You can apply to another job. Just don't panic and be helpless about that. Everyone, myself included, got rejected one time or another during our life. So this is the default case, as I have said. And if you're afraid of getting rejected, of course, you will not do anything positive in your life. So our last speaker will be Muhammad Brahim. Muhammad, are you with us? Muhammad? Okay, Muhammad was already there. So until Muhammad comes in, we can open the Q&A. Students, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and raise your hand, or I think Muhammad is there.
Doctor is trying to speak.
Muhammad, yes, okay, so he's back. Muhammad, are you with us? Or?
Yes, Dr. Amr.
Okay, so could you raise your voice, please?
My voice not clear?
Yeah, I think it is low. If you can raise it a bit. Or get closer to your speaker. Okay. So Muhammad is going to talk about courses and training opportunities that might prove useful and might increase your chances of getting a job. Yes, Muhammad, if you could, please. Muhammad, can you hear me or not? Muhammad, can you hear us?
Now my voice is clear?
Yes, yes, go on.
Mainly, I'm going to speak about two things which related to HSE and lifting operation, because both of them are very important nowadays. Now my voice clear or not?
Yep.
Go on.
Okay, thanks, doctor. Actually, I'm going to speak about HSE because HSE it is very important. Each company, each organization of each company, HSE it's one of the most important corner of each company. So each company they need HSE. If we want to apply for HSE at the beginning, we need some courses, some certificate. This certificate, thanks to God, it is available now in Bassa. There are 4 or 5 centers in Bassa. They provide the certificate for HSE. And also there's website available for free courses. Just we need to pay for a certificate. The main certificate we need to enter this HSE department, it is OSHA. Basically because it is easy, and the second thing, it is cheap, not too much expensive. OSHA available in Bassa in 2 centers. One center is in Ashar, and the other centers also in Manaw Basha. The first one, it's named Nionest, and the second one, it is, I think, Royal Account.
Muhammad, sorry to interrupt. Just if you can explain the meaning of HSE, I think it is familiar to many.
Okay, HSE it means health and safety environment, which means that HSE people they need to provide safe environment to the work sites.
Yeah.
For example, in oil companies, in construction companies, all this, they have activities in daily basis, so, and they have hazard. So HSE person, his job there is to mitigate the risk available, to reduce the risk in this area. Now it's clear?
Yes, yeah.
For example, the activities like welding activities, lifting activities, working at height, confined space entry, dealing with the toxic gases, all these things, it is very hazardous jobs. So we need HSE person to be present to reduce, to mitigate the risk of these hazardous activities. To enter this field, we need some certificate. For example, if some people you want to working above building, for example, 2 meters, 3 meters high, he need to take some precaution. This precaution, for example, wear safety harness. All this certificate are available now in Bassa. So HSE need to take this certificate. The first one, he need to take it OSHA, plus working at height certificate, confined space certificate, authorized gas tester, because there are some toxic gases, especially in oil and in gas company. So they going to deal with the gas. So they need to make test for the gases before start the job. So that's why the person who are going to work as HSE, he need to be familiar with these toxic gases. The certificate, its name AGT, Authorized Gas Tester. We can start from OSHA here, which is available on Bassa, and also from the website of OSHA Academy. Also, this certificate are free, no need, and the exam, it will be online exam, open book as well. No need to pay anything. It is a free certificate. Just we pay for the certificate when they send it. They send, and it is around $15, $17 for each certificate, which is very important. And also it's more than enough for the new graduated people. If they take this certificate, sure they will get job, especially in the beginning of 2021. Because nowadays, due to the COVID-19, all the companies, they reduce their activity, but inshallah after the new year it will going to restart the activity. So we need to get OSHA from OSHA Academy. There are around more than 150 courses, all are free, just we need to pay for a certificate. And also for OSHA construction OSHA, sorry, which is available here in Bassa. As I said, there are 2 centers that provide this certificate, one in Asha in Al Mabed Hotel, and the other one in Manau Bashir. These 2 centers, they are provided. But before we take OSHA and we pay money, because maybe it will be cost for some people, we need to take the free courses. After that, we can go to the centers here in Bassa. 100%, I guarantee 100% the people who, but unfortunately, just for guys, not for female, because the situation of their work in the desert is very difficult for the female. They need HSE in well operation. They need it in production, DGSs. They need it in pipeline. They need it as well in road move, transportation. All these companies, they need it. And even now, the local companies, they need HSE. So it is very important, and it is very wide field to be start with the HS. And the second thing I would like to speak about it, lifting operation, some kind of activities that related to the crane activities, which is very important in the oil and gas companies. Unfortunately, we don't have a very specific people who have experience in lifting, because just we start since 10 years. So most of the lifting supervisor which are available now in Iraq from Scotland and England. But now the people, they start to study lifting courses to be familiar with the lifting activities. Lifting activities is more complicated than HSE because something deal with the calculation the load, calculation the distance between the load and the crane. That's why it's a little bit complicated, but HSE is more easy. If anybody want to enter HSE, he need to get, first of all, from OSHA Academy, free courses. There are around, it's more than 150 courses, but there's around 15 or 17 courses. If anybody got these courses, he will get job, inshallah. Sure, he will get job less than 6 months. And the second thing, lifting operation. If anybody is like to enter to the oil and gas field and he want to start with the lifting activities, if he get lifting supervisor, it's different level from level 1 to level 5. If he get level 1, also for sure he will going to get job. HSE, it is very important, and always it is available. There's jobs available for HSE. Even somebody, if he don't have a certificate, if he apply for HSE, just with his English, he can be enter this this field. He can work in HSE department. It's mainly, it's 90% is depend on English language. That's from my side.
Okay, Mohammed, are there any other courses that you might like to mention, or?
There are many sources, but we want to start with OSHA Academy because it is free. And the second thing, we need to start with OSHA because it is enough. And the second thing, it is also cheap. It's around $150 to $200.
Okay.
There's more certificate like NEBOSH IGC, NEBOSH Oil and Gas, but it is expensive. It's more than $1,150.
Okay. Thank you, Mohammed.
This one was okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this piece of information about the availability of training centers in Basra. Of course, Mohammed has shared with me some of the websites and contact details to access some of the important and useful courses, and of course I will share them later with students. Okay, so now that we have finished the speaking or lecturing parts with our four speakers, thank you very much for Sarah, Hassan, Ala, and Mohammed. Okay, I think some students have some questions that they might like to raise. Okay, so I might start with Mariam. If Mariam, you are raising your hand, so if you have a question, and if you can specify exactly to whom of the speakers you want to reply to your questions.
Yes, Doctor. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Actually, Hassan has mentioned the link internet work, and he was talking about LinkedIn. So I have just one question about it. How can we join to this website or program?
Okay, Hassan, if you could answer this question, if you're with us. Okay, I think Hassan is disconnected already. If he comes in, I will raise the question to him. So, Sarah,
Doctor, I can answer it.
Answer this question, please.
Okay, so LinkedIn is basically a Facebook, but a Facebook for work. You can share everything you wish, just like Facebook. You write your status, you write your previous experience, you write everything you wanted to do related to work, volunteering, everything else. So it's Facebook for work. It's simply just go and write LinkedIn and you will download it just like Facebook download. You will put your picture and fill the requirement, and that's it. And then what you do is just either, like I told you, go to Google every company in Basra and go ahead, write their name on LinkedIn, follow them. You will get ahead a notification from them whenever they post something about the job. You will know their HR, you will know their employees, you will have a better connection as soon as you sign to LinkedIn and follow these people or follow these companies. You will find the companies on Google, all registered. So just write the same name on LinkedIn, you will find them, you will find their employee, follow the employees, especially HR people, and you're set, and that's it.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you, Sarah, for answering this question. Students...
Doctor, before I'm
yes,
sorry,
go on.
I will interrupt you for a bit. There's some things I want to highlight. I think Zoe was with us and some things were on her, but she didn't manage to make it. I wanted to fill that place because she had a lot of things to fill.
Yeah.
So if you allow me, I'll be really quick, but it will be really helpful. So lately, I've been engaging with the World Learning. I think Dr. Summer is familiar with the organization. I've been working with them, and this year we had some kind of study, a ground study about work environment in Basra and Mara, Diqar, Nasiriyah, the four major cities with work in Iraq. We found out that oil and gas industry have over 70% of the jobs of the job market. There is another big 30% which nobody really know. It's NGOs. The oil and gas industry is kind of full. Yes, it's really, really good industry and gains a lot of money. But think about NGOs. The work that has been started in Basra with NGOs is quite a good work. You will get a lot of money, a lot of good networking when it comes to them. They're always working. They always have new programs. So this is the first thing. Reconsider your job options, not only in companies. Go to NGOs, look for them. Especially if you've been with the training with them before, get in contact, ask them for a job if they have. They always have jobs because they're always on new projects. So please think about it. It's a big job market and nobody is in it yet, only few people. And I'm the one of them. I just started 2 years ago. I couldn't leave the work because I was already engaged with NGOs. So I continued with this work I'm doing. So this is the first one. Second one, the question, Ala said, the weird question you've been answered. This question is mostly related to your soft skills. Soft skills means everything related to your personality. Please, please reconsider if you have a bad temper, if you lose, your temper, if you're angry, if you cannot hear people well, if you're not concentrating enough, please work according to them because these weird questions they're aiming for. Soft skills are the way to promote yourself, is the way to create a healthy environment around you and to show your personality. It's really, really important, more than the professional stuff, because what you will show people in the job interview is your personal, is your soft skills mostly. Not all interviews got like Q and A's related to the work. Maybe they will ask you 1 or 2 questions about your work experience, but most of the question will be about your soft skills. They will not ask you to talk about it, but it will show in your attitude, in your choice of words, your speaking tone, your answers, how come you can be, how smart you can be, how creative you can be. Through these weird questions or like non-usual questions that have nothing related to the work you're applying to, all of these are soft skills questions. They will find out what is your strengths and your weaknesses when it comes to personality through these questions. So whoever, I told you in the beginning, create that list. So whoever had something related to his personality, he thinks or he might feel that he needs to improve, please do. Soft skills need more time and more effort to improve than actually practical skills related to work. And people who want to approach industry, a big industry just like oil and gas, or to join a big companies, international companies, they have to have very, very, very good soft skills. It's not very, I'm really, really emphasizing on it because it's really important, more than you can ever think. So please reconsider it. People actually gonna value you according to these soft skills. Another thing is the courses. I know Mohammed said he recited most of the courses related to HSC and lifting supervisors, whatever. Sorry, I'm not really familiar with HSC work, but there is also something called career path for each career you will be choosing. Each career has its individual courses, individual certificates. It's related to what you pick. You want to pick, I work as an IMIT, I'm a senior document control. So everything nowadays I'm taking courses is either in programming, Python languages, either in big data analysis, cloud. So every certain job you choose, it has its own certificate, it has its own career path. So pick your courses according to your career path. For start, and all of you get a course in Microsoft programs. Excel will be great, especially advanced Excel. No company will reject you if you have good Excel skills. None of the Iraqis actually have like really, really excellent Excel skills, and it's really required. Access points. People who have some kind of interest in technology, a simple and for free IT course can get them a great job in IT technology, because the companies doesn't need you to program anything, mostly maintain the flow of work, maintain the networking. A lot of English graduates, like in my department, English graduates, they work as an IT because they're really interested in IT stuff. Simple course, people who have interest in that, please do. Take a simple course, like it's for 1 or 2 months, you can do it from now, and for free. Most of the sites give it for free, and do IT job. It's really required, one of the highest paid job in the world, and with the next 10 years, it will be the most required jobs in the world. Check these. There's some work approaches that does not need an college certificate or college degree. It will need courses, certain courses. Go Google it. And I'm sorry, Muhammad, to say that, but girls can do HSC. We have a lot of girls who do HSC. I have to say it. If it's not HSC on site, there is something called HSC administration. It will need the OSHA, he said you need, but you will work mainly in the office, maintaining mostly documents, letters, something related to HSC. Girls can do that. We have few ladies who do that for us. Last but not least, do interview and change your CV as much as you can, fail as much as you can, but one day you will be really, really confident to the point you'll be sitting in front of HR and he has no reason to reject you. I think I've been rejected over 20, 30 times before I got accepted. Till now, last like 2 years, there is nothing I apply to, I fail not to get, especially when it comes to NGOs work or related to, companies. I moved from job to job, but I told you in the beginning, it's a game. You have to master that game by Googling, look at YouTube, see what people doing. We cannot give you everything in 1 hour, but you make yourself more advanced by Googling a lot of stuff. Google the CV, Google job interviews, Google the most common job interviews and the right answers for them, and keep remembering them. Prepare before every job interview, just like it's your first time. This is the only way you can do this game. There is no other way. You have to be really, really prepared, because you will have so many competition around you, and the private sector is developed sector, so much competition in it. So you have to be ahead of the game. That's it from me, Dr.
Okay, Sarah, thank you very much.
I wanted to say that.
You raised about NGOs. The impression about NGOs is that most of the work is volunteering.
No, there is a lot of work. They're starting new programs, so they need more hires. I've been in contact with, like for Qandil, it keep hiring. Al-Amal just started a new office in Basra, they're hiring. UNDP started a new office in Basra, they're hiring right now.
Okay, Sarah, I would like also to ask you to make a list of these NGOs to share them with students, if you...
Okay. Actually, I have a better thing for them. There is something called Glassdoor. It's also an app just like LinkedIn, and Glassdoor have all the NGOs worked in Iraq.
Good.
All of them. Just write NGOs Iraq and we'll give you a full list, including World Learning that I'm joining. Everything in there. Every time they need somebody to hire, they will post it on Glassdoor.
Okay, thank you very much. I think Sarah Hassan has a question.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yes,
doctor.
go on, Sarah.
Sarah just talked about the Excel thing and in general Microsoft. So I just want to know, what is the best website or like application that gives the best courses that are reliable?
Okay, first of all, I miss you so much. I'm sorry I wasn't been in contact. I know you're mad at me. I'm so super sorry.
You, girl.
By the way, Sarah's my friend since she was a freshman, and I know her since I was in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know that, doctor. So basically, go to Coursera. Coursera have really good, valid courses, and it's actually certified from Microsoft itself. I would recommend Coursera.
All right. Can you write it down if you don't mind, so?
Okay. I'll send.
Okay, I will provide you with the list, Sarah. Don't worry about the names.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, if you have any other questions, Sarah?
No, thank you,
Okay,
doctor.
thank you very much for joining. Okay, students, if you have any questions about the issues that have been raised in this workshop, of course, you can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and talk directly. Okay, so no more questions. Okay, there are just some words I want to say before we wrap up everything. Of course, now it might be it might be thought that this kind of workshop would not be useful given the current circumstances, the COVID-19, the axing of jobs that has been going on during the last few months. Many companies are just releasing their employees, and they might be thinking of recruiting on a larger scale. So during these circumstances, it might look very gloomy, and it is really gloomy in this time. But I think that things are not going to last long this way. I think that they are going to change, and we saw that even with COVID-19, people are adapting to it, and I think even companies are going this way. And you see now even the restrictions are being loosened one way or another. And as I think Mohammed has mentioned, maybe at the beginning of 2019, things will be different. Okay, so although things look bad now, I think that will not last long. Okay, so I think that in the next 2 months, if we do not have any other disaster in 2019, which is very likely, so we might witness reopening of recruitment of new enterprises and so on. And of course, as graduates, and I see that this year was very stressful for everyone, even for students. It was very much so. I think these months, which now might not be hospitable to work, they might be a good opportunity for you to go to learn more about the job market, to learn more about the skills that you need, the things that the guys have mentioned about OSHA, about HSE, about Microsoft, about all these things. Of course, you can use your time now in order to learn about these things, and I think 3 or 4 months would be more than enough to get new skills, or at least to get the basics of these new skills, which might qualify you to have a job. So this is a good time, I think, to start if you have not already started. And one thing that students have asked about college, and I know that we have students with us now who have not graduated, who have passed from year 3 to year 4. my advice to them is to use this upcoming year, the 12 months before they graduate, to cultivate new skills and not to wait, of course, until after graduation in order to get these new skills. And as many of the speakers have mentioned, and also this is a question that is raised by students, the activities that you do in a class are very important, or in college in general. So there were plays that were performed in the department all these years. There were activities, presentations, and so on. And my observation is that, of course, not perfect observation, but my observation is that students who actively take part in these department activities are more likely to find jobs faster and better after they graduate. And this is my observation. Most of the students who take part in the plays, in the performances, and maybe in the poetry recitation competitions, and workshops, and presentations, and seminars, and so on, they are more likely to get jobs, to get better jobs. This is one, and to get them faster than students who do not take. And also students who speak in class, and this is something that is very important, and that's why we stress the importance of speaking in front of your colleagues, of course. Ala was talking about the stress of interviews. I think if you do not speak in college, and this is what many students do, for 4 years, they do not speak too much English. Of course, they will be stressed, they will be anxious during interviews, but I think students who regularly speak in front of their peers, in front of their colleagues, in front of teachers, I think they have better experience and they are less stressed when they sit on interview. And this is my observation. I'm not sure if it is right or wrong. Okay, so these are the words that I wanted to say. So if we don't have any other questions, we can wrap this up. So if there are any questions before we finish. Okay, Hamad, Ala, if you want to say something, your last words before we are done. If you have any.
Yes, Doctor. As my friend mentioned that they advise the students to submit their CVs. Actually, you remember that we talked yesterday about the Iraqization plan?
Yeah. If you can speak about that, Ala.
Yeah, as you know that the Ministry of Oil already got like a plan. We call it Iraqization plan. They want to depend more and more on Iraqi staff, more than the expat staff. So this is why a lot of expat staff have been released recently. They want to make like 70% of the for the international company staff to be Iraqi staff, not expat staff. So this is going to create a lot of jobs. So I would like to advise my friends that they submit their CVs 3 times per month, 4 times per month, doesn't matter. So that's going to provide good opportunity for them to get a job. I also talked to you about the new activities in Noon and Siba. They got a lot of rigs. So I heard and I read that a lot of companies, especially Chinese companies in Majnoon, are requesting new employees. So there's good chance for my friends, for students, in order to submit their CVs. We have a lot of jobs actually, but the most important thing actually, we need to overcome the interviews, and I already explained the challenges that we face during the interviews. I hope that our students will take the responsibility and they be in touch with companies. They ask about the companies, they ask about the jobs. Sarah already mentioned some companies and some way in order to be in touch with companies and learn more and more about the available jobs. So as I mentioned that, please submit your CV at least 4 times per month. It doesn't matter. That will not impact on you. So you will not lose anything. Just try and hope you get a better chance of getting a job.
Thank you, Ala, very much. Hamad, do you have any last words? Hamad, can you hear me or not?
Can hear you, Doctor.
Yes. Do you have any last?
My voice clear?
Yeah, it is.
Inshallah, in 2021, from March and going on, there's a lot of jobs they're going to restart again. As Ala said, Chinese companies, Majnoon, Omaile, all of them, they need HSE, and it is very good chance for the new graduated to start soon with their certificate, because for sure they will get job in these companies, for sure. Because they pay not too much salary, so they need people, they need fresh people. So for sure they will get job.
Okay, Ala, so if I apply to
start
HSE,
with
can I find a job, Hamad?
Sure.
Oh, okay,
sure.
Good.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll take the OSHA, yeah. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Hassan, do you have anything to say before we leave?
Yeah. So actually, I just want to say, like, for the guys who have graduated already or will be graduating soon, that don't stay still. Go and invest in any chance that they find in the market. It might not be your dreams job. It might be like a job that you don't like even, but even so, please go and get the chance, because through it you will build your network. Through it you will find a better job. Through it you will build on your experience. So just an advice is, do not reject an opportunity because of the type of the job, because of the salary in your start of your career. Even the job that you don't like, later on you will understand and you will get an experience from that you will utilize, and you will get the benefit of when you move on to a better job path and a better career. So
okay.
That's the only advice I would like to say at the end.
Okay, thank you, Hassan. This is really a valuable advice. Like, regardless of the salary, if you're just starting your career, it might be useful to get into jobs even with low salaries, and sometimes even volunteering is important. And the importance of that is that you are getting experience. Yeah. Although the money might not be satisfying, but the experience will be a good asset for you in your future career. Sarah, do you have any closing words?
One final thing is be each other network. Me, Hassan, Haneen, Asma, Zoe, and all of our friends, we were each other network. Whenever we found a job in our company or we leave the company, we were bringing our friends. When I left CPAC, Asma was in my place. When Haneen left CPAC, because we all started in the same company, she brought Hassan. When she left Schlumberger, she brought Hassan into her position, and same on. I brought Zoe. We were each other network because we know nobody. So be each other network. When one of you gonna get a job, please recommend your friends, because they will trust you. If you are a good person and you show them they're a good person and effective, your friends will be like you. We were each other company. We participated in the same activities all the time. We got the same job in the same company, different departments, but we went to one interview and all of us got into. The ones we didn't manage to get into, after we left that company, we recommended our friends and they took the position and so on. So be each other network, because you know nobody. So that is the only way. Your friend must know somebody and his friend must know somebody. So really, really take care of networking and soft skills. And for a third time, be each other network. It's really helpful. I got my job from my friends, and Hassan got it from Haneen. No shame from saying that. And Haneen got it from someone else, and so on. Zoe's the same. Zoe's not here, unfortunately, today. She's sick. Just take care of that. You know, don't start, you know, having harsh feelings or keeping jobs only for yourself, because that's how it works. That's what we mean with networking is, you know, a lot of people, and you will help them. They will help you back.
Yeah, sir, exactly. Thank you very much. Yes, really, I have been familiar with the guys who graduated in 2018, and yes, that is very important. Like when we speak about networking, it's not only with people in the in companies and so on, but even among yourselves, like. As friends, of course. When you have any news about a job and so on, you can, of course, pass that to your friends. Because if you help someone, of course, they will help you back. And this is how it works. Yes, this is the way things are in the real world. So try to stick to that and try to stick together with each other. Like, this is the way how you can more likely get jobs. Okay, so by the end of this workshop, I would like to thank our speakers, Sarah, Bashir, Hassan Ambar, Ala Abdul Rasul, and Hamid Ibrahim. You did very great. The information that you gave and shared with us are very valuable for me. Many of the information I was not familiar with, so I benefited really from this workshop. And we have also another speaker who apologized because she is very sick tonight. Sorry to say that. And also, I'd like to thank the students, the alumni who graduated this year, and also students who are now in year 4 in 2020 and 2021. Of course, these pieces of advice would also prove very useful for them. I would wish them a very bright future that they deserve. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye.